Hello and welcome to the Clinical Liver Disease video series. CLD is an official digital learning publication of the AFLD. I'm Kim Teo. I'm one of the assistant professors of digestive disease at Yale University and an associate editor of the social media section with CLD. I'm joined by Dr. Souvik Sarkar from the Division of Gastroenterology and Hepatology at the University of California, Davis, and Dr. Hamid-Reza Moein from California Medical Center, Charlotte, discuss their article utilizing telehealth for diagnosis and management of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim.
No problem. So what are the current challenges that you guys see in the diagnosis and management of NAFLD?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, Kim. So I think in terms of NAFLD, as we know at this time, it affects nearly 25 to almost 30% of the population in this country. And still we find a disconnect between how the providers detect and also actually link these patients to care. A large proportion of the patients who are actually seen and are actually linked to care are those who can be treated conservatively, and those who actually need the care in terms of those with high levels of inflammation and liver liver damage or fibrosis, and they don't seem to be linked to care as much. And there are different factors which seem to be in play out here, and there's one of the factors being where these patients are located in terms of their how far they are from a tertiary care center. So I definitely feel, and we definitely feel, at this time, there is a role for how telehealth and telemedicine can definitely help improve this access to care, and also the detection and the early actually linkage to care of this at-risk patients.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It's such a huge prevalence of NAFLD nowadays in NASH, especially in the times of COVID. Telehealth is so important. So how does telehealth, do you think, can be beneficial in linkage to care and optimizing diagnosis and management of NAFLD?
Yeah, I think Dr. Sarkar covered the main thing and deficit that we have in NAFLD diagnosis and management. And without that, by telehealth, basically, we're going to involve more PCPs as the first line in linkage to care. And by doing that, we're going to broaden our basically diagnosis and advance our management. So we can use different modalities of telehealth, including telementoring, telemonitoring, and also what we call it, save and store and forward, basically those images or any data that can be seen later on. And based on the diagram that we showed in our manuscript, it is explained that we can use a similar method as ECHO model that was used to train PCPs, and also we also propose that we can use telementoring, which was used before in a project named ECHO Plus with UC Davis and UCSF. And through that, basically, a hepatologist can train PCPs and also at the same time manage the patients. So we think that it is a great need for that, and that can be utilized especially during this pandemic and for the remote areas.
So, it's funny, I feel like for us physicians, there are some people who love doing telehealth and some people who hate it. So can you guys tell me what you guys think are the pros of telehealth and maybe the cons of telehealth for patients with NAFLD?
Yeah, that as well. I think I agree with you. There are different opinions about it, but the pros definitely are, again, broaden our reach to remote areas and giving access to those patients who are basically far from tertiary care centers, and at the same time educating the PCPs in those remote areas. And also by educating PCPs, we can have potentially increase the detection and also get a better management of the disease. And also we can have less unnecessary referrals if we can broaden our reach and education. The cons, of course, is that like other areas of telehealth that has been used, is that first insurance issues that are still can be a problem, and then also the access for older patients and also those with low socioeconomic situation can be a challenge, and especially for those patients that are in like decompensated cirrhosis and end-stage disease, we definitely need to see them in person, and telehealth might not be the best option for them.
I think those are very strong points for both sides. I'm a little bit of a bias towards telehealth, so but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be a balance, right? It's going to be a combination of care from the in-person to telehealth, and like you guys said, it has to be a community program where we work closely with our primary care providers. So this is a great article. Well, I want to thank you again for joining us for another installment of the Clinical Liver Disease video series. And thank you, Dr. Sarkar and Dr. Moein, for joining us. And thank you to our readers. On behalf of us on the CLD team, I hope you found this interview as interesting as I have. And for more information about the article, please visit us at www.cldlearning.com. And also don't forget to follow us on Twitter at CLD Learning and follow our YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.